Hey guys, Melly Spirit here, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Seduce Me, the Otome. So we're gonna leave, well, we already are back to where we were. Gosh, let's see here. That's this one, right? Yeah, we were on this one. Right here. This is where we were. I gotta remember. Like, where did I leave off? Anyway, let's play. Oh, got it. Alright then. I'm heading to my room to study and sleep. I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
I will. You too. With that, I left the dining room and went to my room.
Eric, no.
What? I wasn't going to do anything.
Yes, he was.
Shh.
Bad Eric. As soon as I got into my room, a wave of exhaustion hit me. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? I just woke up from that nap. I dragged myself to my bed and hauled up one of my bags. I opened it and grabbed my economics books, knowing that no matter how tired I was, I had to study at least a page or two before sleeping in at last. The words on the page scrambled in my mind as I read through them, but after 2 or 3 tries, I managed to understand what that page was about. Equations. Ugh. Actually, I don't really mind them. This is one thing I differ with my character here. Finally, I decided to change into my pajamas and head to bed. Today had been a long day and I needed the rest. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. 3 days of surprises in a row would kill me. With that thought in my mind, I drifted to sleep, embracing the darkness of slumber.
You fucking pretty boys think you're all that, huh? Well, save that to the end of my pistol!
Huh? What's going on? I couldn't move my body. I felt like I was tied up and I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness that surrounded me. Yet I could hear the sound of a heated argument coming at me from all directions.
One move and she gets it!
Okay, that's, interesting.
Let her go!
Matthew?
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man.
Like you scare me, Sam! Come on! Take one step, I dare ya.
Why can't I see?
Stay away from her, Malix!
And what are you gonna do, nerd boy?
Suddenly I felt myself pulled to one side and arms wrapped around my body protectively.
I've got you. Don't worry.
Huh? Eric? As I was held in a tight embrace, I felt the world around me once again settle into a low, peaceful hum. The hostility of the dream before had faded into black, as the arms around me rocked me comfortingly. Slowly, though, my eyes fluttered open, and I looked up at the person holding me. Damien? I stared into the eyes of Damien. His face was painted with worry and concern, and I knew he must have seen my dream. Why did I dream of Eric holding me, though? Good Lord.
You can't control your dreams.
Oh, well, I guess you're right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. What time is it?
It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast when I, well...
You can't control your mind reading.
No, not yet at least. I hope to learn eventually, though.
Is everything alright?
Huh? Yeah, I'm alright.
That's good. I'm assuming you had a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sorry for disturbing you both.
You didn't disturb us, miss. Besides, we'd rather make sure you're okay before anything.
Oh, thank you.
Now, why don't you come downstairs with us and have some breakfast? I'm sure some nice food will take your mind off of what you dreamt of.
It was embarrassing to be the damsel in distress once again, but I felt rather happy that James and Damien were concerned for me, despite only knowing me for a short time. I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or if they were genuinely concerned. I couldn't exactly read their minds. Alright. The two boys led me back to the dining room, where the smell of bacon and eggs danced in the air. The smell wafted from the kitchen and made its way into the room, making my stomach growl in need. Breakfast smells good. Of course, she probably didn't say that that way, but if you smell all the good food coming from the kitchen, I'll probably say breakfast smells good instead of breakfast smells good.
We should be done with breakfast soon. If you want to sit down at the table, you can.
But since she's more elegant, I nodded before sitting down. As I sat down, however, my mind drifted back to the dream I had. That feeling of hostility around me made my body shudder instinctively, even though I knew it wasn't real. However, as my eyes closed, I felt a hand place itself on top of my head, breaking me out of my thoughts. Huh?
Morning. You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sam, the owner of the hand on my head, raised an eyebrow at me before rustling my hair and moving away to sit down the table. He then barked towards the kitchen where James was working.
Hey! Is the food done yet? I'm starving!
The way it said it, I gotta say.
There's no need to yell, Sam!
Okay, I knew that was coming too, but I couldn't help. Alright, let's continue. I'm done with my giggles.
You're yelling too!
Maybe not.
Don't argue with me!
From behind me, Eric appeared and sat beside me, rubbing his temples in obvious annoyance.
Can we not yell this early in the morning? It's not like we're in the castle.
Castle? For some reason, when I heard the word castle, I couldn't help but yell in surprise. These guys had a castle? Sam looked at me and I smirked at my reaction.
Yeah, we have a castle back home. Our dining room's 10 times bigger than this room.
And wouldn't it be logical to not yell?
Whatever.
Soon James and Damien appeared, hands full of plates that carried bacon, eggs, toast, and waffles. They placed the plates down by each seat before seating themselves.
My favorite.
Finally.
Thank you for the breakfast. It looks amazing.
It's our pleasure.
All of a sudden, my phone began to ring, ushering me to pull it from my pocket and answer. Good lord, when that thing goes off. Jeez Louise. Hello?
Hey, good morning. Guess who's at your door right now?
Right on cue. There was a knock from the lobby door. My heart stopped. Suzu and Naomi were here. Oh, shit.
I'll get it.
My heart quickly began to pound in my chest. Matthew was in the lobby, and he got to the door first. I instantly jumped out of my chair and rushed out of the dining room. As I passed through the archway between the dining room and the lobby, I saw Matthew reach his hand for the brass door handle causing the world to go into slow motion. It's more or less probably like, don't! Matthew, don't! I knew it. I knew it! Ah! But before my words could reach his ears, Matthew had opened the door and revealed the surprised face of Naomi and Suzu. The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely started back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds.
Hi?
That part right there reminded me of Casper, the friendliest ghost in the movie. More or less, Boo? Him meeting the main character, and he's just like, hi? I could not believe this was happening. However, I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? This week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something others than stand there.
Who are you?
Suzu, let me explain.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew? Oh.
Oh, George. I think I said George and Eric. Joy and Eric. Oh, God. I'm fumbling over my words again. Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. This situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. They're visitors.
Then why did one of them open the door? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. And I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smile at me before stepping in front of me.
We must apologize, ladies. We know the situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seems surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi, and sat across from their confused gazes as Naomi and Suzu sat down. Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests. So, the reason why I went with visitors, I was going to choose It's All in Your Mind, but I don't think that would work. So I chose visitors instead. I could go back, and I should have saved there, damn it. Frig. But that's okay. We'll continue on.
Whoa, this looks amazing. Thank you.
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meals.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked at Naomi and Susie as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals? Okay, impromptu meals. I'm gonna say impromptu meals, because with the U at the end just doesn't make sense to me. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals, James and the other boys stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face. Yeah, I said impromptu. I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but I said it anyway.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Well, you see, Gently James placed a hand on my shoulder, again, signaling me to just eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Susu.
We are Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense. It's such a huge house.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for it.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Yeah, something like that.
We're sorry if we made this situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the house.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
And by soon, they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Seriously?
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me a look of understanding, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. Okay, so we're going to save that right here on number 8. Because when it comes to decisions, I hate making the bad one. So, in this case, I'm going to stay at the house and help around and see what happens here, because it's more important that the party goes as planned and everything goes to according to what she needs to be done. And not go goofing off.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, besides, it is my housewarming party, I should help out too.
Want us to help out as well?
I think we got it all taken care of. Thanks though, girls.
Alright, we'll head on out then so we're not in the way.
Sorry, guys. I'll hang out with you guys soon.
It's all good, Anderson. We'll definitely come to the housewarming party tonight.
Thank you. I led them back into the lobby and walked them to the door, opening it for them with a thankful smile. They both gave me hugs before walking out to Naomi's car, which was parked in the driveway. And with that, they left. I was happy that they wanted to help, but I had to do this on my own. It was not their work, so I didn't want to force it on them, just because they were my friends. We had the entire day to work. The party was tonight, and we had to do all we could to make everything right. We sat down and talked about what needed to happen before the party started that night. Each guy had been assigned a different part of the party to do, and right after lunch we began to work. Since everything was taken care of by at least one incubus, James told me I could assist one of them. The question was who? Oh. We're going to save again. Because when it comes to decisions, I gotta make sure that's saved. Okay. So for this time around, I'm going to assist Mr. Sam, the one that's on the very bottom here. Not because I know which one it is, because I'm still working on that. But right now, I'm going to assist the very last one on the row, That was my random thought before it ever appeared. Whatever was on the bottom. So we're going to go as to Sam. I walked out the front door. Oh, so I got the bad boy. Okay. I walked out the front door to see Sam, not cleaning, but doing slow motions with his hands and arms. He was doing Tai Chi, a form of martial arts I had previously learned aside from Taekwondo. However, he wasn't cleaning, which made me cross my arms and glare at him. Aren't we supposed to be cleaning in the front yard?
You were taking too long. I already finished cleaning.
What? I looked around the front and noticed the windows were polished, the weeds were pulled and tossed out from the sidewalk, the lamps were wiped down, and the stairs were swept. He really did finish cleaning. We literally disbanded a mere minute ago, though. Wow, you were fast. Sam didn't respond. He kept his eyes closed and continued to do his Tai Chi. For a guy who wanted to be a badass, I would have imagined him doing hard workouts or karate moves for practice. Tai Chi was not what I expected out of him. I stood there wondering what to do. Might as well join him. Why not? I remained quiet as I stood beside him and began to move along with his movements. He was going slow, so it was easy to follow along.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
This isn't supposed to be fun, okay? It's actually supposed to be difficult.
I know. Sam opened an eye to look at me without breaking his motions. Before closing it and continuing, I followed along flawlessly to keep to his speed. It was very relaxing. Until I managed to trip over my feet and land on Sam. Oh, shit.
Hey! Watch it!
Sorry. I landed on top of Sam, staring eye to eye with him. Sam and I couldn't stop blushing, nor did either of us move from the ground. I could hear my heart pounding against my chest. Oh, shit. Sam didn't move a muscle, but just stared up at me in embarrassment. I eventually moved up off of him and brushed myself off with a large blush on my face. Sam sat up and rubbed his head.
Man, watch where you're going next time.
I nodded. He stood up and looked at me for a moment. I could see in his eyes that he was concerned if I was okay, but he refused to ask. I smiled before walking back into the house. I heard him sigh before I walked out of earshot. Right, I trip over my own feet and I land right on him. Hello there. Oh, dear Lord. I probably would just giggle it off. Unfortunately, in this part of the event, I would be a little more awkward than anything. Ah, crap. So we're going back into the house. The hours of the house party had arrived in my mind. I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party, knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of my mirror in my room, staring at my form as a million thoughts ran through my mind. It was just a housewarming party, but at the same time, it wasn't. And I'm going to save there, just in case there's a lot of choices I have to do. And that way, if I screw up, I don't have to go too far, in case something catches me off guard. It was my chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone. A knock at my door broke my thoughts, surprising me. Who is it?
Hey, are you okay in there? Your parents should be here soon, so you should hurry getting ready.
Well, I'm ready, but...
But what? I'm sure you look fine, Anderson. Just come on out.
All right. As soon as I opened the door to the hall, I watched as Naomi and Suzu's face turned from smiles to complete awestruck stars. Oh, shit. But what?
Dude, you look hot.
Yeah, you look amazing. Where did you get that dress?
I've had it for a while. I just never had the chance to wear it. I figured I might as well bring it out now. I stepped out of my room and closed my bedroom door behind me. As I walked down the hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed to the nines as proper servants. Up. Yep. In a way, damn. Why do anime guy characters gotta look hot? Shit.
Whoa, they really know how to dress well, don't they?
Yeah. I was slightly taken back on how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the steps with Suzu and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one step at a time. Like knights waiting for their princess, I felt my face slightly flush, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. Okay, so we're getting closer to the thing, so I'm going to save again. No choices yet, because I'm worried about that. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down the final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess, miss.
Thank you.
So, are you prepared for tonight?
I will say, to be honest, guys, I would not be saying to be honest now. I would be saying this, as ready as I'll ever be. I couldn't deny that I was nervous, but I had to try. This party was more than what it seemed, and I had done all that I could to prepare for it. Now it was all up to fate. The other boy smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on cue, the doorbell rang. I gulped. I'm gonna gulp too. I got too much spit in my mouth. Damn it. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door, opened the double doors wide, and revealed my parents both dressed in their best. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
I was completely shocked my parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything. I looked to the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There was no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
Gorgeous. You look so lovely. David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
I looked to my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
The world around me stopped as my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me on his own accord? My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless. Thank you, Daddy. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
I hope so. But if he's saying that, and I have no choices yet, I think I might save here. Again. I'm saving, like, constantly right now, because this is, like, a big, huge event, and I'm scared shitless. What do you mean?
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently, but I nodded in response. I looked to the incubi, but they were continuing to be servants for my father's approval. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As if timed, zoomed forward, all of a sudden, the main hall of the lobby was full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executives members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and handshake. Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay. I think this is the choice section now, because I was worried that this is coming, but this just told me. So, in this regard, I'm going to save. Sorry for all the saves there, guys. I was getting paranoid because this was like a big event.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all of us hard.
Do you have college
Thank you
friends?
For your I felt like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
What do you think of the philanthropic policy?
I saw a timer. Has? It's very hard to see that timer, but I saw it. I'm like, oh, I better make a decision. That timer's like... What do you think of the financial policy the company has?
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
I have to read these fast, so I can't say them out loud. But I'll go back and I'll show you what choices I did make. If I can read the choices. Eventually the question stops, and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Susie were mingling in the crowds, and the incubi were doing their jobs. So I was all alone in a room full of strangers. Okay, so the questions have stopped, so if I go back, I won't be able to, like, show you guys. I can be able to show you guys, like, the questions, because their timer will continue on from where I was. The choices there. So when it's choicing time, I will go back and show you. So basically the timer just keeps going. So I don't think that makes sense. It's a possibility for...
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
For this question, I said it's a possibility. No, toy company, why? It's a possibility. I'm going to leave. I don't think that makes sense.
Do you think
so that's what that one question
What
was.
do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
Their questions was, is okay? Nothing. If it were up to me, I would be more concerned about making profits. If the policy that reflects my own values, so I personally
Do you think the company?
What do you think?
Do you think the company?
Ah!
Do you think?
What do you think of the? What do you think of the?
Okay, for this one, if it were up to me, I would. If it reflects my own values, but I personally think it's great. I don't really pay attention to it. I'm thirsty.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
If it will get back on track soon.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has...
It will get. I chose this one.
What do you think of the?
What do you think?
So I basically said this instead of that we pretend on who runs it, I guess. I really don't care.
What do you think will...
So I don't really know on that
Do you
one.
have college plans?
I said yes. Gosh, I don't need that. It's kind of up in the air. We'll see. I mostly live in the present, so it's not much of a concern to me.
Do you have college? Do you have...
It's there's a possibility. So I chose this one on that because I was reading through them really fast. So,
how do you feel living on your own at such a young...
it's difficult being independent. I wish I were still living with my parents. I'm doing my best. Could be the best to be.
I'm so sorry.
Could be better, to be honest. It's been okay, I guess. It's been pretty good, actually. I don't remember which one I hit.
To become C.
Okay, so we're back to where we were. I don't remember which one I hit. I'll have to look through my video. As the time moved forward, all of a sudden, the main hallway of the lobby was full of guests, men and women in formal business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. Oh.
So, how do you...
I'm so past all this right now.
Do you think...
So we'll get back to where I was. Eventually the question stopped and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Susie were mingling in the crowds and the incubi were doing their jobs. So I was all alone in the room full of strangers. It was unnerving to think about, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore. Suddenly, though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing along someone I didn't know.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple of years older than me. He smiled and held out his hand to me, slightly asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
I'm gonna place your hand in his, simply nod to him. I guess for a lady of elegance, I would say the elegant thing to do is to place your hand in his, if this is like a princess sort of deal. Or simply nod. It could be either or. I don't really know on this choice. I'm gonna do it that way. As I placed my hand in his, he raised his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn slightly as the gesture, and Drew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew?
So, you organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing a soft fist to his lips to cover his laugh properly before smiling at me.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about me seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO. I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. I'm going to save right here. And in this choice, I'm going to follow him. I quickly followed Andrew, wanting to be sure he was alright. I felt a little embarrassed that my dad put him on the spot like that. I had to apologize. We wound up outside. The stars practically danced on the grass as we stood in the backyard of the mansion. It had been my first time in years being out there, but my thoughts weren't on the nostalgical... Hey, Andrew? Andrew turned to me in surprise. However, his face was completely red in both embarrassment and humiliation. I felt terrible.
Oh, I didn't see you or hear you following. Sorry.
No. It's fine. I should be the one to apologize.
What for? You didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, for the way my dad behaved. He shouldn't have been so...
Oh, no. No, it's fine. I mean, I should have expected it and been more prepared.
Andrew rubbed the back of his neck and gave a goofy grin. It was intriguing seeing Andrew's professional side and then seeing a goofy smile away from everyone. Still, I'm sorry for that.
It's not a problem, really, but thank you.
He's a goofy guy. Oh my gosh. With both smiled at each other, I reached my hand out to him. He tilted his head and raised an eyebrow in confusion. Melly. My name is Melly. Oh, God. In understanding, his smile returned before he took my hand gently and shook it.
That's a pretty name. I'm happy to know it now.
Nah, it's not that nice.
I have to disagree with you. It's much better than Andrew. I mean, who names their kid Andrew?
What's wrong with Andrew? Good Lord. I know, I've grown up with a lot of Andrews. A lot of people do.
But how about Axel or Ace? Something cool like that.
Oh, God. I couldn't help but laugh at him. He was pretty chill for a guy who was supposed to be a vice chairman's son. He grinned and laughed along with me. I don't know why, but I felt warm. Whether it was almost non-existent breeze or the situation we found ourselves in, it felt nice.
Lewis.
And just like that, the feelings had vanished. We both turned to see my dad at the door, the mansion, staring at Andrew with almost a deadly glare. Andrew straightened up, trying to maintain a business posture.
Yes, sir?
Your limo is in the front. The driver has requested that you return home. Now.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
Andrew quickly nodded to me before speeding back into the mansion to leave. As I took a step to follow, my dad stepped in front of me. Dad?
I don't want to hear it. Do not become friendly with him. He wants to take the company away from us. You have no reason to be friends with him.
Before I could retort, my dad turned away and walked back inside, muttering about how the party was nearing an end. I sighed and entered the house as well, wanting for the party to end immediately. Eventually, only Suzu, Naomi, and my parents and the incubi were left. My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile and stared up at me, a wave of confusion washing over my face. What?
You did good tonight. I'm proud.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Keep it up, and you'll be a good CEO.
Oh, right.
All right. Your mother and I have to leave. I'm sure Naomi and Suzu need to leave as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you should stay up all night.
I got Dad's approval. Good lord, I've unlocked an achievement. Oh, right.
Thanks for having us. It was a great party.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something. All right?
Right. See ya.
Good night, sweetie. Come visit us soon.
Will do. All 4 of the remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waving back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase exhausted. That was tiring.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
She handled herself the best she could.
As expected, Princess.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
I knew it. I knew he would do that.
Hush, Sam.
Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked. Alongside the incubi, James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm.
Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
All of us shot our heads towards the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. The doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would have never expected to see. Skin red as blood, eyes black, and gold piercing into mine, roughened up clothes, and a pistol in his hand, I saw a monster. I covered my mouth to scream at the sight. Dried blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me, and the boys around me beside the red-skinned man was a similar-looking woman in matching thug-like clothes.
Oh, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
I hoped you would, you piece of...
All of a sudden, the man raised his gun at Sam's face and instantly pulled the trigger. Holy shit! We all gasped in shock, instinctively expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What the fuck?
What?
What should have been a headshot ended with a loud but empty blank shot. The pistol echoed in empty shots as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for my ears, it became quieter after its first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
What did you say, Shrimp?
This place has a seal. protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ah!
The man growled and threw his gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall in a final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into black flames that disappeared into the air.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix.
Malix, that was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Malik did. This place is protected by magic?
It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Malik's face grew to that of extreme anger, his fist tightening as if he was crushing stress ball.
And what's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malik and the boys with no power. Malik wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in the dream. Get out of my house! Malik growled at me, walking right up to me and leaning close to my face. I glared back, feeling my courage skyrocket.
Since when does a little stain like you give orders to a guy who can rip your pretty little head from your body?
You really don't think, do you? If you kill me, you'd be hunted down by more than just the police.
You little...
Oh shit! Fuck! I felt a hand grip my hair and pull it back, forcing me to cry out and stare up at Malik. His eyes bored into mine and he cracked gold in my face. Fuck! I was gonna hit Doc! Ah! Fuck! Ah! Shit, man, shit! And of course I didn't save like an idiot.
Hey! Let her go!
Sam! Eric!
Within mere seconds, Sam had punched Malik square in the jaw, forcing him to let my hair go. As I fumbled back, Eric caught me in his arms, gently pulling me away from Malik and back in their group.
Come on, Sam. You and me. Right here. Let's go!
Come on, asswipe!
However, before both could fight, the woman stepped forward and placed a firm grip on Malik's shoulder.
That's enough, Malix.
What? Who do you think you're speaking to, woman?
The girl who's going to help you kill them. Just not now.
Not now?
I stared at the girl, spoke down at Malik. She looked the same, just like pure evil. However, she seemed to be concerned for Malik. Or for me.
There's 5 of them and 2 of us. Even if we come back with the gang, they can have the place surrounded by human police.
Then we shoot everyone!
Think! If we shoot everyone, we'll be hunted. And it'll be a matter of time before makeshift paladins come and try to exorcise us.
The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. Malik grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife.
Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good.
Oh, joy! Then Malik turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes.
And don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you.
Did it make you laugh that much, dude? With that, Malik and the woman walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone once again. I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me.
Whoa, whoa! Are you alright?
Yeah. Why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
We should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Max left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Malik, was he a demon?
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
A devil? There's a difference?
Yes. Demons come from a different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know. It's hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons, like us, know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers.
This was also confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. What do we do?
You're safe. You've been protected as well.
What?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
I couldn't believe my ears. It was the 3rd day of surprises, and this one took the cake. And being the most surprising, I felt my head spin once again. What did I get myself into?
Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
I'm gonna kick his ass right now!
Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you.
But what about going outside? Won't he?
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
Well, yeah. I felt somewhat relieved that I was mostly safe from Malik. Still, I could not help but feel very nervous and apprehensive about the future. The boys were safe here to trade and become stronger, but what if Malik did the same? Even so, I was lost about how my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out. At least, I had time. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this all even happen? Should I really meddle with this situation? They are only staying until after they defeat Malik. That's right. They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malik. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporarily. Instinctively, as Kay would say. Sorry, guys. The question was then, would I want them to leave? If my life went back to normal, then I have to care for the house all on my own. I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I had to... My life? Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents, with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough. Let's just sleep and deal with tomorrow when it comes. Defeating my senses of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever. You're so important to me.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
Please, let me love you.
I'll be by your side, always.
I can't imagine living without you.
I want to be with you.
I love you.
I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dreams echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. And I'm going to end this episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed Seduce Me the Otome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I am also still setting up my thing here, because I have to figure out where I put all my wires before I can finish my summoners. But for right now, we are ending this episode here, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later.